Out front now, the independent Senator Angus King, who sits on the Senate Intelligence, Armed Services, and Budget Committee. Senator, thank you for your time. You just heard Judge Gorsuch calling Trump's tweets about the, quote, so-called judge in Washington state disheartening and demoralizing. Does this make you more likely to support Judge Gorsuch's nomination to the Supreme Court?
Well, I think it's a good indication that he is going to call him as he sees them. I haven't yet met with him, and I'm about to dive into the reading of his opinions as a circuit court judge, so I can't say that this changes my mind in any way because my mind isn't made up. But I think it's striking that he was willing to say what he did, which, by the way, was totally appropriate. But I think it's important that he would say that today. Apparently, the White House didn't deny it. Listen, I used to practice law. The first thing you tell your client is don't talk about the judges before the decisions are in. That's number one. And number two, the utter disrespect for the separation of powers, for the Constitution, for the independent judiciary, to try to delegitimize the courts and use things like so-called judge and anybody with a high school education could make this decision. That's out of bounds. It's inappropriate, and it goes to the heart of how our system's supposed to work.
You know, we are watching the vote on Jeff Sessions for Attorney General, and I know, and thank you for talking to us, because I know when you're done, you're going to go cast your vote against his nomination. Yes. You, along with the Democrats, so far have failed to stop any Trump nominee so far. Are you going to succeed in stopping any of them? I know you oppose some of the ones on the docket here.
Well, I've supported a number. I voted for General Mattis, General Kelly, Rex Tillerson, Elaine Chao, but I've also voted against several, including last night on Betsy DeVos, or night before. So, you know, I'm calling them as I'm seeing them, as I see them. I'm taking them one at a time. Will any of them be rejected? It doesn't look like it. It looks like the Republican 52-vote majority is going to stay right where it is. They had to bring in the vice president, first time in history, to take Betsy DeVos across the finish line. But I think as a practical matter, they have the votes, and that's what's going to happen. But on the other hand, I think it's important, if you think that a nominee is not qualified or is not the appropriate nominee for that job, you got to say no, and that's what I'm going to do.
So you think that they're all going to end up prevailing and not be rejected, as you say. Last night, Senator Warren read a letter from Coretta Scott King. That letter was criticizing Sessions, in her words, reprehensible conduct to black voters. Here's Elizabeth Warren. There were others, though, who read other parts from the same letter. This is Senator Sanders. You see three men go there and read parts from that same letter from Coretta Scott King. Yet only Senator Warren was reprimanded and told she was not able to speak after doing so. Was this sexist? Do you think this was because of her being a woman?
I don't know if it was directly the cause, but you can't avoid the conclusion. And I understand that 2 or 3 men read parts of the same letter today and nothing happened. What really bothered me about last night was the selective enforcement of this rule. I've been on the floor and heard a senator call another senator a liar. And if that isn't a violation of the rule of not impugning your colleague, I don't know what is. And no censure, then no vote, no silencing then, and to have suddenly pulled it out last night, and it was a pretty questionable call, I think. The fact that it was a woman, but I think more importantly, I just don't think it was appropriate, particularly when it had been ignored in other situations fairly frequently since I've been around here.
So GOP leadership aides are telling us, Senator, that she was doing this to fundraise for her own base, for her political ambitions. Manu Raju, our reporter, as you know, asked her about that today, and here's how she responded.
What do you say to some of your critics who think that you are doing this to help position yourself for a possible run in 2020?
I say I'm doing my job. It is my constitutional responsibility to debate Jeff Sessions as Attorney General of the United States.
Is that something?
Do you think, Senator, that she did the right thing in reading that letter?
Well, I think it's a close call. And here's an important, maybe this is too lawyerly, but the whole Rule 19 is about not casting aspersions on a fellow senator in a debate. This is a little different. This is a senator, but who's a nominee for the cabinet. And how do you talk about a nominee if you don't think they're appropriate without somehow saying some negative things if you think that's what they were. But, you know, in terms of the fundraising, what they did to Elizabeth Warren last night was a gift. I have no idea. I haven't seen her today, but my guess is it was a bonanza, but not because of what she said, but because of what they did. I think it was a terrible mistake.
So the mayor of Chicago, former Obama chief of staff Rahm Emanuel, spoke out today about the situation. You talk about the 52 votes that the Republicans have in the Senate. He said it's just not going to happen. Even in midterms, it's not going to happen that Democrats are going to take power anytime soon. Here's what he said.
It ain't going to happen in 2018. Take a chill pill, man. You got to be in this for the long haul.
Of course, you're an independent. You do caucus with the Democrats, though,
Right.
Senator. Are you powerless against the Trump administration for at least the next 4 years if you listen to the mayor?
Well, there are a number of items that are going to require 60 votes. Legislative changes, significant legislative changes, a justice of the Supreme Court, that still is going to require some level of bipartisan support. And ultimately, I think that's going to be necessary. And I think we are going to find our way back to some bipartisanship. This has been a very rough and tumble, difficult 2 weeks, and I think we're going to have a little bit more of this. But hopefully we'll be able to get back to working together and finding some solutions.
All right, Senator, well, thank you for being with us, and we're watching those votes. I know you're going to go in there and cast your vote on the Sessions nomination, and thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Aaron. Glad to be with you, and I'm going to head to the floor right now.